Hi guys, thanks for joining us for another episode of Trading Tales podcast here at Nordic Thunder. We are here today with Andre Stewart from Sacramento, Cali, or shall I say sunny Cali. He's the founder of Chart Artist Trading and he's a full-time trader and educator. I'm really looking forward to this one, guys, today because Andre's got some let's say unusual not the standard methods of trading. So it should be quite interesting to listen to. So yeah, welcome to the show, Andre. And how's your trading year going so far?
Trading year, this has actually been one of the slowest years I've personally had, but just because I had a baby, he'll be two actually a month from now. So this has been one of my slower years, but I mean, it's still fantastic, man. I'm in zero position to complain about anything.
Yeah, no, I see. I love your setup. I know we talked about this just before we got on, but I do love your setup.
Thank you.
I love the whole neon lights thing going. That's
Oh
great. Yeah.
yeah,
So
dig it.
dope setup. I love that. With your trading style, it seems to be like your trading year is going okay, but it seems to be very steady, always
Mhm.
consistent for you. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Yeah. So it's always interesting to hear like everyone's story and how they actually got into trading. So where do you think this kind of like taking you back now to when you first started? Where do you think this actually like stemmed from? This interest stemmed from for you? Like, was there something in your childhood or something like that? Or
Yeah. So I'm from Chicago originally, and I spent a lot of time downtown Chicago. Me and my mom, I would walk past the Chicago Board of Exchange. Just never knew what it really was, right? Um, it was just always something that fascinated me. Fun fact, I learned how to read using the newspaper, and my dad would tell me I would always go to the finance section, the stock section. And mind you, I'm like 3, 4 years old, so I don't remember this. And
yeah,
then,
like yo, buy this.
yeah, dad, buy this, and he loses everything. But then there was this movie, 80s. I'm gonna date myself in the 80s called Trading Places with Eddie Murphy.
Oh
It
yeah.
was something about that movie that triggered me. And I pushed it to the side for years. Um, Fast forward to like 2008. You remember the very first iPhone that came out?
Yeah, yeah, I
I
remember.
still have three of those things.
Yeah.
So
No.
I would open the phone every day, just look at the stocks, just stare at them because I don't know why. I don't know why. And the one thing that did captivate me about that was 2008, the financial market crash. I was working at a Fortune 500 company, nothing crazy, Nordstrom's, right? And
Yeah.
I was just dumping money into a 401k, dumping money into a 401k because I don't want to work for someone forever. Screw that.
Yeah, yeah.
And um, I'll never forget the market crash, and I went from having like $60,000, and so there's this guy. He came and did a presentation for us, and he said his dad did the same thing. He was teaching us how to sell, right? And his dad, same story, lost everything, and he started going off on Bernie Madoff and sent me down this rabbit hole of conspiracy theories. Most people were just tuned out, but I'm like, okay, this guy's mad. I want to listen. I want to know why. His dad had to unretire, go back to work in his 70s, and I'm like, okay, money doesn't disappear. It goes into someone else's account. Like,
A
where'd the money go?
100%.
And that pushed it to the side. Got another job. AT&T, was there for years, and same thing. Put money away. Then a little crash happened, and then AT&T started a business. And when I started that business, I started with the intent to put money away to learn how to trade. Um, Zoomed through that story, got ripped off, and I was still learning how to trade. I don't know if I can say this company's name. You might want to bleep it out. I went to so anyway, scam me. I went into debt, and there's a reason why the SEC let the people out of their debt. I was one of the people that got out of the debt because I wasn't paying those fuckers. Fuck them.
Yeah.
And then I went through your typical scammer route, right? People were
Yeah.
scamming me, and then
It,
by luck of the
it's
draw,
it's almost like a gauntlet of fire. You have to go through it.
oh
It's
my god, yeah,
so
I
annoying.
lost I lost my house. I lost three cars, and like everything in this process, not trading wise, but in business and learning how to trade, my life crumbled. But I needed my life to crumble to become who I am today.
Yeah.
And so, long story short, I met Chris Laurie. And again, I don't trade Chris Laurie's methods, but Chris Laurie opened my mind to think. And fun fact, a lot of these influencers are ripping off Chris Laurie now. Um,
Right.
we
Okay.
won't get into that, but
Yeah.
and then I met another gentleman who ran a hedge fund in New York that now lives in the West, and he took me under his wing too. And then I started doing my own research, man, and I figured some cool stuff out.
Yeah, sick. And I noticed like, you do these kind of levels, these institutional levels, and you trade like that. So for anyone that doesn't know, Andre's trading off big levels that are kind of always there. And then from that, I would say, am I right in saying that it's a little bit of price action from there, with the candle,
Yeah,
tiny bit of candlestick patterns.
no patterns whatsoever.
Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting because I've seen a lot of methods, hundreds, and I've seen yours maybe once, twice. Like, so it's interesting, because you seem to be one of the most successful as well.
Thank
Yeah.
thank you.
So
I'll break it down if you want.
yeah, no, I'm 100%. I'm down to learn new techniques and stuff all the time.
Cool.
But the difficult thing is for me personally. I always say this when I'm on the podcast is finding legit people that I can actually just bring on. I don't want to bring on some guy that's got a rented, and
Yeah, yeah,
it's like it makes me look like a dick. You know what I mean? So it's quite hard actually to go right.
yeah,
I've got to do my due diligence and be like, right, is this guy legit? And
yeah,
it's so hard because there's literally 80 to 90% of people are not legit in this business. And
yeah.
it's got such a bad
Mind
name.
blowing, huh?
Past the point now of like we can't even bring it back, and because it's got such a bad name that it's just in
Yeah,
hell right now. So yeah, the next
yeah,
question anyway was, who taught you and where did you learn these concepts? You broke
yeah. So the concepts I learned myself. Um,
okay.
and again, a big reason for me learning this myself was Chris Laurie. I t- I'm going to tell you right now, me and you aren't talking if I don't meet Chris. If I don't come across Chris Laurie, it makes me emotional because without my life, I don't know where it is without Chris. And
Yeah,
I'll always give him that credit, right? But so I figured out this method using a price that I won't mention, but I'll tell you off camera what it is.
yeah,
And you're gonna go, is that simple? And I'm gonna say yeah.
yeah.
So I found I was going down a rabbit hole. I was already trading profitably, right? But as a trader, you're always gonna feel like something's missing. At least I did because I want to know everything. I want to know the nuts and bolts. I want to know everything. That's who I am. But on top of wanting to know everything, knowledge is nothing unless you can apply it. So, long story short, I started reverse engineering price and I found prices that the market reacts to. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God, what did I just find?
Hmm.
And I stopped trading for a little bit because mentally I was all over the place. And I almost sound like an ass, but I'd already made six figures. I lost six figures, recovered some of it, right? Ego trading. And then I was like, okay, I need to wrap my head around what I'm seeing. And then I would be in the car with my wife. I say, hey, babe, I know you're not a trader, but the market's going to bounce off here and go up here. 85% of the time it happened.
No.
So once I figured that I was in a good place to trading in, I started trading and just like, oh, right. Like it's just euphoric moment. Right. And then again, I'm missing something. Reality, I'm not missing anything, but I'm missing something. So I'm going down more rabbit holes. Then I discover what liquidity is, right? People say, oh, liquidity stop losses. What they're trading is actually credit Chris story, a liquidity void. They think it stops up there, but there's an absence of liquidity because price moves to and from liquidity, right? And quick lesson is limit orders are liquidity. Limit orders have priority in the actual market. So if I'm trading at market, I'm pulling from the pool of liquidity. But if I place a gigantic limit order, I'm adding to the liquidity. So that's why the market prioritizes limit orders.
Right.
So I figured that out. Cool. Trading is like going great. But again, the the mind, right? I'm like, there's more, there's more. I can figure out more. I can. Oh my God, the rabbit hole. So I started digging, and then one thing I will put out there: the London fix. Figured out the London fix. Okay, how is the fix done? So the fix literally is it happens at 10 8. Oh gosh, see now I can't think. It's actually happening right now. Let me look at one of my charts. Yeah, it's happening now. And what it is, it's dealing. It's a dealing level. And what I read in the fix is telling me where the liquidity's at. Because price, so let's say the fix is here, price is going to run to find liquidity, and it's going to move, it's going to break the fix, typically retest the fix and go. Where is it going to go? Typically to the next low or the next high or the next fix, because there's walls of limit orders sitting at the fixes. There's two, actually, there's like three more fixes, but we'll focus on the London fix. Um, and it's like, holy shit, right? I figure stuff out.
Nice.
And then there's more. There's so I talked to Chris Laurie about everything that I figured out, and he laughs, and I'm like, "What's funny, right?" Because it's like this is my hard work. He
Yeah.
told me I'm one of 5 people that he's ever mentored that figured this out, and he asked me how I figured it out. Told him it's the full story, and he goes, "Hey, the new thing is transaction cost analysis," and I said, "Why are you doing this to me? Because you know how my mind works. I'm going down the hunt." Three
Yeah.
years later, I cracked TCA. There's actually more than one way to do TCA. And I, God, it's so much fun. I can trade so many different styles. It's beautiful.
Yeah, sick. That's class, man. Like it seems like you've got it all going on right now, which is great.
Yeah.
What type of trader would you say that you are? Would you say you? I don't think you're a scalper, are you? To intraday or
No, not anymore. Not anymore.
you swing trading or point position trading?
hmm
Nice.
it fits my lifestyle right now, because I consider myself a dad and a husband more than I do a trader.
Right.
And I'm literally only at charts a few minutes a day.
That's
I'm
good.
just managing positions,
That's
everything.
ideally, ideally that's what you'd want. But a lot of people, I would say, get fixated on the idea that you need to be always on the charts. I don't think that's actually good for you. Number one, and number two, I don't think it makes you a better trader. It makes you a worse trader. I don't like I said, this is just my opinion now. But also, it's just not needed, because there's not that many good setups out there. And I've talked about this before. There's just not. I actually made a mistake today. Me and my friend, we got tapped out of break even this morning. We've got a decent strategy that's fairly consistent.
Nice.
And we broke the rules today. We were trying to force it in, trying to force one in New York. I'm just like, wow, why did we do that? There's literally nothing there. It's so
Yeah.
stupid. I'm not even sad. I'm just like,
Yeah.
why did I do that? It's just
That's the
constantly
point of neutrality. I think
exactly.
you were right on that. You have to be robotic as hell, man. Like I put myself through a mental boot camp. Like I trained I trained all everything out of me just by saying, okay, these are my rules. I'm going to sit here. I have a checklist. And I only need two things on my checklist to trigger. I literally drained it in myself, back testing it in live market. So when I see the setup, I'm gonna press buy or sell, no think I'm just going to I'll stop. And just train yourself to be super robotic, like no emotion, like nothing, like okay, it's here, it's here, it's here, right? And I know another group of traders, they're private, they are the best traders I've ever seen. It's same, we've gone through the same process. Super robotic, zero emotions, and just train it out of you. And dude, the world is yours.
Yeah, that's super. Like, you know, I've had some guys that are great traders on, some girls as well, some fantastic traders, and they always say, I always ask them the question, like, what's the hardest thing about trading? I always ask that question, and they're like, everyone has said psychology straight away, like psychology. But I guess that with certain methods, the psychology is different, right?
I
Um,
think psychology is more about how you is money. It's how you feel about money. Like what have you attached? You some people may be too attached to the outcome of each individual trade rather than coming to it from a point of neutral. I don't care, win, lose, dude. I can make $10,000 in a day. I can lose 10,000. I'm gonna feel the same thing. I don't care.
Once you're at that place where that that if you're at that place, that's incredible, because I am not there.
It's just fine. And then understanding yourself. That's it. That's all it is.
Yes, 100%. So let's go more into the strategy a little bit. I know you don't have to give away too much at all.
Yeah.
But like, you told me a little bit about what you rely on: the transactions, the liquidity, and the institutional levels. Let's talk more about the levels. Do they ever change? Yeah. And are they subjective, or is it mechanical from these levels?
They are objective because it's a calculation based off of how prices moved in previous periods. So they change every day, every week, every month, every quarter, every year. Okay. And again, there's 3 sets of them. One of them is based off the lending fix. The other one is based off of, I can't really say, but one of them is based off when time periods close, and the other one I can't say at all. But they alter every time you get a new time period, which is nothing more than an auction period. The price levels change, and all it is you're looking for the transactions, meaning are sellers coming out, buyers stepping out, and sellers coming in, and all you're looking for is the push away,
right,
or the push away. And then once the market comes back, you have to see if that push away contains liquidity. And if it contains liquidity, which is nothing more than a simple supply demand zone, but they don't always look like that, right?
Right, yeah, of course.
Once you see that, game on.
Game on. Nice. So is that the main thing you focus on when taking trades, these levels? And what do you do in terms of like a stop loss? Do you have a set size, or is it it changes every day? And what talk to me about your risk to reward and how you take profits and things like that?
Got you. So I don't believe in risk to reward ratios, because I don't believe the market moves in ratios. So I have what I call a fixed stop based off of the method I'm trading. So if I'm short-term trading, I'm using sessions. I'm using Asia, London, New York. And again, the market only does 6 things, right, at the key price. And I'm looking for one of those 6 things. My average stop on a short-term trade is 7 to 13 pips. That is it. If I have to take more than 13 pips on an intraday trade, that I'm only going to write the next session high or low based off if the market broke a session high or session low, I'm only writing it to the next. So my average win is 50 pips on a short-term trade. So I'm going between 7 to 13 pips to 50. And if I'm trading GU, that's double. I'm going 7 to 13, and I'm trying to make at least 75 to 100 pips, because GU moves. Huh?
No way, that's mad.
Yeah, it just requires patience, and you to know what scenario in the market's going to play out, right? Because here, I'll tell you, it's only going to do a few things. It's either going to make a lower low the opposite way, higher high go the opposite way, just miss the higher or the low, go the opposite way. Sometimes it matches the higher or the low, but that's rare, right? And sometimes it's not always the specific higher or the low. There's a point. There's a point between the higher or the low that sometimes contains liquidity, and all you got to do is you hit there, and then you put your stop right at the low, because if that liquidity is there at that high or that low, and it's gonna work, it's high probability. And if you get stopped out for 3 pip loss, who gives a shit? Like, it's 3 fucking pips, right? Like, and
nothing.
Take it.
Yeah, 100%. That's nothing. So what do you, in terms of risk, what do you risk? Do you risk like 1%, 2%, 0.5? I'm more conservative.
Yeah, I'm a 1% risk guy. 1%. When I short-term trade, because sounds weird, but I'm more accurate on entry for short-term trades. I'll do 2%, but I'm not one of these guys that are going to say like, yo, I'm going to risk 30%. I'm going to full margin. That's fucking ridiculous. Because you have to refill your account. Like, why? Who cares?
One of my mates at the moment, he's flipping accounts. That's what he's into at the moment. And every day he's really good at it as well. So I think in like 50 in last week, turned it into 700. Then he put 100 in like 2 days ago, turned that into 600 or 700. And he started again today, I think, and he put like 50 in, and now he's just screenshotted me like 400, and he's calling himself Ryan Flips now. Like, he's just an idiot.
You got to ride that emotional wave, man, because compound interest works both ways. It works for you and it
100%. Like, and he's withdrawing, and he's now, and he's putting a little bit back in. He's doing it the right way. He's having a bit of fun with it. It's not. It's
that's what it's about.
a little bit gambling though, and he's got a little bit of a problem maybe. But shout out if you listen to this, bro. Shout out. But
hey, I wish him success though. If that's his thing, that's his thing.
Yeah, he's good, man. He's got a really aggressive style, but he does well with prop firms. He's really got a good record with props. He's always on them leaderboards. Right. So but speaking of which, do you trade? You've got probably your own account, IC Markets or something. Oh, actually, they don't do America now, do they? IC Markets.
If you come to the
yeah. So do you trade on prop firms at all, or no? But did you ever?
No, never needed to.
No, just literally in your own. That's nice.
Yeah, nice. My own little world, man. Just patiently growing an account.
Yeah, so you're not. Let's say, are you compounding as you go up, or are you keeping the risk exactly the same? And you've got or do you have one account for compounding and one account for just standard, which you just take withdrawals from, and then do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I don't do the compounding thing because.
Because I guess then you're like, oh shit, like I'm getting hit. Is that right? Or
no, it's more of a me thing because I'm a Leo, so I'm aggressive.
Okay.
Our nature. Like this morning at the coffee shop, we were having this conversation, and somebody hopped in, and then I'm like, dude, just back up because I'm gonna get aggressive, and I don't want to get aggressive. And then I get addicted to the aggression. So I try not to. A lot of that's me understanding self. So I stick to my risk parameters, because if I take a trade with 1% risk and I'm returning 10%, right?
That's
my 1% risk is going to gain more, right? So I personally need the steady approach.
Yeah.
Because I know that if my emotional level tilts to excitement, Andre's going crazy.
Yeah, that's it. You'll go for it. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my mate's on that scale as well. He's just on a run. So would you prefer? Like, you don't have to have a preference, because I guess yours is a fairly mechanical strategy. But would you prefer indices, forex, or metals, or any other things like energies? Do you fuck with energies, or?
So I'll trade currencies. I do trade metals here and there. My metals is more or less. I didn't have to do a separate. Huh?
What's your least favorite pair?
Oh, I don't know, because everything moves the same. It's just that, what I don't like? I don't like about like US 30 is.
I hate that one, dude. I hate it.
It moves so nice, but I just don't like the fact that at 1% risk, it's a lot of money. I don't like that. I don't like that. But if the setup's there, every so often I'll take it. But a lot of my guys that I've trained, that know, that I've taught TCA to, they are absolutely killing it on US 30. What's the other one? US 500.
US 500.
So more power to them.
Yeah, I have a lady that's been on here. She works on a trading floor in London, and she only trades US 30. And she actually started trading in COVID, same time as me. I met her through like this community we were in, and now she's working on an actual trading floor where they do kind of quantum, with the data, and they've got certain indicators, and they've got like all the data from the last 10 years, and said, right, it went to this level, and it's kind of like that basically. It's very conservative though. But yeah, like she's just a US 30 girl. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys are psychos. But if you've got that to back it up and you've got results to back it up, why not?
Exactly.
Personally, me and my friends, we just do DAX. That's all we do. Just one pair, just DAX.
Oh, that's pretty. Dax is pretty, man.
It's nice, dude. And like in the London, it just moves one way. Now and again, you'll get it reversed, but if you manage your risk, what you'll find with DAX, if anyone's listening, is a really easy pair, I think, to trade. It moves quite nice. No, not much manipulation going on, if there is such a thing. And when London opens, after about 30 minutes, it usually just goes in one way. So we just capitalize on that.
That's really it. I know a guy in the UK that trades DAX, and same thing. He trades it in London session. Seasoned trader, very seasoned trader. He's an older gentleman. Love the guy to death. He busts my balls all the time because he wants me to trade DAX. And I said, Jim, I'm not trading DAX. He goes, quit being a pussy, mate. I know. I'll be that.
Well, that was a classic American British accent. My friends used to.
I know. I'm not good at it.
Mate, you want some water? I'm like, do I sound like that?
Yep.
Funny, dude. Funny. That's funny. So, what would you say is your biggest moneymaker pair? And I know my next question actually is on here. Do you just trade one pair or a few? But I know you actually trade a few.
Yeah. GU is super easy to trade for me. Like, easy. Man, okay, I can't lie. Forex is simple. Okay, I'll back it up. Every market moves the same way. Super simple. But for me, it's about, okay, how much room is it between the next level and the level I'm trading at? That's my decision factor, right? If the levels are too close together, I know the market's going to range before it ranges. And then I can either switch to a different method, like say the London fix. So if there's a lot of range between one fix and the next fix, or the next high and the low, cool. I got room to trade it. That's kind of how I make my decisions. If my levels are too close, then I know there's going to be so much liquidity coming to the market. The market's going to have to deal it off one way or the other. But
yeah,
here's a secret. There's a secret.
There's a secret. I'm not going to tell it.
There's an algorithm in the market. There's several algorithms, right?
Yeah,
there's an algorithm in the market.
I was learning from before. He's called the Master. He does quantum stuff. And to be honest, this method was brilliant, but I don't really like the fact that it was such a high risk to reward. And it was like a really, like, it's very common to lose 7 trades in a row, but then you catch a 10, 11 to 1. Personally, psychologically, it's like damaging for me. I couldn't do it. Some people can, but I couldn't. So, but he says as well that these are just algos running.
There's at least 7, at least.
And he like kind of uses the data to decide which one it is, and it's like, well, it's really technical, bro. But yeah, interesting.
That's amazing. I'll tell you one trick. One. So this one algo, it triggers based off of time, auction periods. When all the auction periods are moving in sync, that is when you get violent moves. So that's one of my methods too. So I'll there's, and again, you can see it before it happens. There's a level, because what's a trading chart? Price and time, right? So there's a level in time, and it's just nothing more than a price, and it changes every day, every week, every month, every quarter, every year. That at one point, every single auction time frame is going to go the same direction, and all you do is you wait for the break. What's a breakout? Let's define a breakout. A close above or beneath on a lower. So if I'm trading a weekly level, the auction point, the daily time frame, that is how I get these entries with very little drawdown, and then the explosion. That's it.
Nice. You always catch that volume essentially, which is awesome, because I see a lot of people as well. They're like, ICT guys. I'm sick of ICT, honestly. Like
Let me stop.
It's so bad. Like there's some concepts that are definitely usable within that, but I got stuck in ICT for like 18 months, and like it just stopped working one day for me, and I was like, wow, okay. Yeah, like the ICT thing is like, no trading on news, never trade on news. But some guys, the best guys that I've had on here are like, yeah, I'll rock it with news. Like,
yeah, easy.
Yeah,
it's open your eyes, right?
it goes to TP quicker. Like, I don't care. So
Yeah, or go your limit for entry quicker. It's only those two things, right? It's either news is either. So what is news, right? News is just nothing more than an excuse for new liquidity to come into the market. That's all news is, because what happens is the big boys and the big girls, all they do is they remove limit orders.
yeah, 100%.
And then they just get a better price. And then, oh, look, the trend continues.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they'll just come down. Whoop! I'll jump in there. Bang! Sweet. They're laughing. So, like I said, I've seen a few things on social media. I've been like just watching your kind of style for a while. I've bumped into actually Scott. Scott Free Trading. What's his name?
I love that dude, man. That's my boy Nick.
Good dude, good dude. I was chatting to him for a little bit. He's super nice guy. He's actually from where I used to live in Melbourne as well.
Nice.
So I seen like you do a bit of educating, and is this something that you're going to do like long term? Do you enjoy it? I've seen that you've obviously got some super affordable and humble prices. I'm very tired of seeing these silly courses for silly money. It's like it's just exhausting seeing like RSI indicator moving average for like £4,000 or £5,000.
Oh no!
I'll make you a profitable trader. Discord community, no live trading though. The always the mentor, the guy. I could name a few of them now. I could name about 10 of them off the top of my head. They never live trade. Why don't you live trade? If you're a profitable trader, surely you would jump on Discord and just go, "Yo, jump in this for me." Surely. It's not that big a deal, is it?
It isn't, but I know, like, for me, trading is it's my peace of mind. I don't want anyone to talk to me. I don't even want my I'm like the worst dad ever. I don't want my kids to come near me. Leave me alone. This is my world, right? And my wife gets it. She doesn't bug me when I'm trading. And every so often I'll trade with my 1-year-old here with me. But it's rare because my mind is weird. I like to lock in, and I lock in. I get hyper fixated. I get hyper focused. I don't hear anything else other than what I need to do.
Yeah, nice.
And I live trade sometimes with some of my TCA members, but what that means is I'm just saying, hey, liquidity here, probably short. Or I'll throw you probably seen it on Instagram and say, hey, market's gonna retrace here.
Yeah, I see.
And then I'll come back, hey, look, it retraced there.
We put things up and you're like, this is going to go there. And then like 2 hours later, it's there. It's quite funny.
I get it. See, that's the ego. I get a fucking kick out of it.
Yeah, that's sick. Yeah. I used to share one or two when I thought I knew when you think you've cracked it and then you just haven't. Yeah. I used to share some things, and I went on a bit of an 8-month streak where I was super profitable, and I would share things of like, oh, you can have this is free to a good home, and it would be like a trade set, which is so like stupid. And then all of a sudden, I'm just getting shafted for like 2 months. But yeah, market's seen me coming a long way, so spat me out. So if you weren't a trader, what do you think you would be doing?
I'd be a detective.
Detective,
or I would. One of my passions is I love fighting. I'd probably teach kids how to defend themselves, but more like I would take like the small kids and say, okay, cool. If a bully fucks with you, this is what you do, right? I'm that kid. I'm that guy. Like I was the guy when I was younger. Like I would bully the bully if the bully was bullying somebody.
Yeah.
Like I'm that guy. One of my brothers is the same way. That or I would probably be a basketball coach.
Oh, nice.
I would have to do something. I have to do something that improves the quality of someone else's life.
Nice, that's cool. I like that. Sacramento Kings are doing quite well now. Actually, when I was in
Lakers.
When I was in Sacramento, they weren't too good, to be honest. My buddy said, "Want to go and watch them?" I was like, "Nah, not really."
I went to a Kings game this year because I'm a Laker fan, but I'm not a LeBron James fan. Yeah. So I went to, and my favorite player is Russell Westbrook. So we went to a LA Clippers game, and me and my wife sitting in between a row of Kings fans. Russell Westbrook makes a shot. I'm like, that's what y'all get, Kings fans. And the guy next to me is pissed off, but he buys me a beer. We dap each other up, and it's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good. So
I'm a jerk.
in terms of like the American education system,
Mm.
you know, there's like one of my mates is a teacher there in Houston, and she said that there's a few issues. Like, would you say that? How do you feel about the general education system in America, and do you in America, and do you get taught anything about the financial markets in school? And you know, did you go to university or college or something that like, and nothing like that, or did you?
So I'll tell you. Um, what I think about the basic American and probably even Canadian system is it's memorization, right?
Right.
It's nothing, again, nothing against the people who need whose work depends on memorizing, like doctors, lawyers, right? But it doesn't encourage anyone to think. Um, like my kids come home with this with indoctrination, and I pose a question to them, and I say, hey, well, what if it's this? I'll give you an example. Um, I'm about to sound crazy. I'm sorry. I don't want to piss anybody off, but my son and my daughter, we're driving in the car, and did you know that the sun is we're moving around the sun and something like, hey, have you ever noticed that we stay in the same spot? My son's the one moving. He's like, yeah. I'm like, just question it. Just question it, right? Um,
Yeah.
so like, huh?
Just question everything.
Yeah, I teach my kids to question stuff because it could open their mind.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a big problem is just the indoctrination part.
Yeah.
Most of us don't need a career where we memorize things. Like, what do I need memorization for to be in sales? What do I need memorization for? What do I need to remember like an algebra for if I'm just busting up concrete on the ground?
Yeah.
So there needs to be an element of that, but also an element of critical thinking, problem solving, things like that. But don't teach me key and point. The kids we're doing math a couple years ago, and my son figured out a way to get to an answer. Teacher told him, "You got the answer, but you didn't do it the way I taught you."
Uh,
So I'm confrontational. I'm pissed. What's the problem, teacher? He got the answer right. He figured out a way to do it. So you just killed his genius because of the system's ego. And
right.
that's what this big debate.
Of course, makes sense. And my mum's a maths teacher actually, so she used to say that it doesn't matter if you've got the right answer. It doesn't matter what way you've done it. And
Angel.
I used to do that in school, and then the teacher would always say, "Oh, Alex is doing it the wrong way," and my mum would like, "It doesn't actually matter though because he's done it the other way," and it really
Yeah,
doesn't.
right.
Some teachers get a little offended, you know. So you would probably say that there's not much education in terms of the financial markets in America because it's definitely not in the UK.
It's
But I would like
gatekeeping.
to learn the
It's,
stuff about
it's
that, you
gatekeeping.
know.
If your kids don't go to private school, you're not getting an education.
Yeah,
So
unfortunately,
like,
it's a little bit like that. You know, you get the slightly better education. If not everyone can afford that, though, I don't think it's right.
I thought about sending my kids to private school before that point, and I might send my daughter to private school for high school, but I don't know. I'll get to your college question. University. So I remember I'm an early bird. I get up at 4 o'clock, go work out, come trade, all that stuff, right? So I was taking 6 a.m. at university. So I'm sitting in class, right? Ironically, math, and I'm like, dude, my life is gonna be so cool. I'm gonna have a house, I'm gonna have a car, I'm gonna have kids, white picket fence, all that, right? And then my mind immediately went to the mechanics of it. It's like, shit, I'm gonna have a lot of college debt. Shit, I gotta pay for that car. Shit, I gotta pay for that house.
Yeah,
It's like, damn, I'm gonna be working until I die. And and again, 6:30, 6 a.m. class, 6:30, I got up and I walked out of class and never went back to school.
yeah, shit,
Yeah, I couldn't do it. And then I told my dad, he was pissed off at me.
yeah,
Uh, Told me he was gonna leave me out of his will. And I remember thinking,
shit.
right? We don't have nothing. Like, we're fucking poor. Like, what you gonna leave me? Dirt, right?
It's fine. We don't have anything anyway.
I want his car. I ain't gonna lie. I want his Cadillac. I'm a car guy. But and I felt bad, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, I got accepted into Columbia University, but I didn't go because I wanted to stay home and help my mom financially. And that's why I went to school here. But man, I couldn't do it. I had to go. I had to leave.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. That's cool. But like, you made you found your own way, and you realized that you didn't want that. So look, most people are not brave enough to do that. Most people, and that's fine because everyone's different, and a lot of my friends, they went straight from school to straight into jobs, and they wanted to just get a family sorted, and yeah, and that's great, and they've all got great jobs and they're all doing super well. But I chose a different path. I wanted to go and travel a little bit, use my
Yeah.
and just DJ a little bit abroad and
Oh,
see the world a little bit. So there's pluses and minuses to everything. So, but like it takes a bit of courage to think, right, okay, I don't need to actually go through the whole standard life bullshit where I'm gonna go into an office, come out of the office knackered, and just like stay and do that until I die. That's just not gonna be me
yeah. It's not.
ever, like ever. Period. So, yeah, I respect that. I respect that, man. Do you have, I noticed you went in a little bit about your routine there. You get up really early, but I guess you have to because the Pacific Standard Time is the worst time zone ever to trade in. For me personally, I remember I was doing a prop film challenge. Well, it must have been 2022 September. And it was the first one I did. I think it was with my Forex funds, RIP. And I got it done, but I had to stay up like till 3 o'clock in the morning and just shoot trade London. I was trading GJ. I remember I did it, but it was a nightmare for me.
I'm limit order, so I don't care.
Yeah, so you're
I don't
different.
care.
You're like, right, it's already done. It's already set up. Like,
Yeah.
maybe,
I wake up, either I made money or I didn't. Either way, I don't care. I'm going to
yeah.
the gym.
Great. So would you say that you designed the strategy and found this and kind of, I don't know, maybe you trial and errored it and got something together based on what would work in your time zone? Or was this just like a coincidence that this actually strategy works well for your capabilities with the time zone?
For me, it's the challenge. I wanted to know what makes the market tick. I want to know everything.
Right.
Like like it that's it. Like oh my god, I love competition. Like
Yeah.
I'm pro- I'm probably a little off in the head. I think you have to be a little off in the head to be a trader,
I think
because what makes you think that you can compete against these conglomerates, right? And actually make money with them. But dude, I want to know how it works for the sake of knowing how it works. And like, even I was on a Zoom meeting with one of my one of the members, and we're talking, and I was like, holy shit, I just found a new method to trade. But then with that, it's like, do I even want to do it? And
hmm,
the answer is yes. I need a white rabbit to chase, because when I get bored, I'm into human design. My human design is a manifesting generator. I am literally designed to not do one thing. Literally, God made me to do multiple things. So when I get too stuck into this one way of doing things, I'm over it. I'm done. Um, so I learned multiple things, because it's it's my human design. It's who I am. And I encourage anyone who is into or knows about the human design to dive into that, because that actually made me a really, really good trader. But just wanting to know the mechanics, and again, to the human design aspect, I'm a 5-1, I'm a line one, which is an investigator, right? Who has to go and figure things
yeah.
out. I have to do it for the sake of doing it, because if I don't, I'm serious, for the sake of understanding, because if I don't, ooh, it doesn't sit right in my stomach.
Yeah, that's fair. So it kind of these qualities of your personality are really helping you, it seems, get to the bottom of things. And like I said,
That's why
you
it's hard to find a
uh,
mentor.
if you weren't a trader, you said you'd be a detective. And I can kind of see that.
I
I
would
get
totally, I
yeah.
would totally solve a fucking murder. Like, let's go, let's find this bastard.
Oh, dude, right? And the most of the successful traders I've had on here are very, very similar, like personality wise. They're like, I'm determined and I'll get to the bottom of it. I knew I was going to find a way. And it's quite interesting to hear. And you definitely in that category as well. It's very,
Yeah.
it's strange. Like, but yeah. So, like, let's just. What do you think is the worst strategy? This is always the funniest question. What do you think?
Oh God, you got time?
you've
Auto
ever
block quick fills. That's the dumbest shit ever.
seen. Bro, I know. I was stuck in that for about 9 months. So I was like, why did that not work? Oh no, because of this and this. Nah, it's just
And there's always some bullshit excuse about why it doesn't work. Like,
people
just say
that.
it didn't work. Even online trading academy. So, a funny story. I had initial success, right? And then I just had epic failure. I messaged my education counselor, like, dude, this shit don't work.
Yeah, it don't work.
Why did that work? And he goes, I don't know. But you're telling me institutions are trading here. How do you not know? I should win at least 99% of the time. If
Yeah,
institutions are there, I need a bounce. He
yeah.
couldn't tell me why. I gave them hell.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I know. There's been times where I've actually this was ages ago. I mean, 3 years ago, where you go to this guy, you go to this guy, and I'm just like, bro, this doesn't work. I'll just flat out tell him like, this doesn't work. This is shit. But I won't. I'm not one of those ones that's like, I'll get stuck on it and then like literally. I'll be like, no, I just got to keep going with it and go. I'll just throw it straight in a bin. As soon as I find out, I do 6 months back testing, a year back testing, it doesn't work. I'm not profitable. I'm chucking it in the bin straight away.
Probably a third line human design, because the third line is like that. It's called the experimental learner. You learn by experimenting. If it doesn't, it's like, oh fuck this, I'm out. Right? Like that
I,
might be you.
Me and my friends are a little bit like that, where we've all kind of got our own different little things, and we're like, right, this is good, and we've kind of pieced together our own little strategies through things that are good, concepts that we know actually are really powerful. So like just patterns and price action, things like that. So and then we put like together just one pair sort of thing. But a lot of this, they're actually my friends as well, but there's a couple of people that I've come across with, and they just won't drop something if it's not working. They'll be like, no, it does work, and I'm like, just put it to bed, dude. Trust,
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
Holding on to hopes and dreams in that strategy, but
Yeah,
that's putting you further away from it. Just drop it. Move on.
exactly, dude. I'm honestly right there with you on that one. I'm just like, put it in a bin. Let's go. Let's find something else. You know what I mean? So, interesting. So, what do you think is the worst indicator you've ever seen?
I've seen there's one called the Holy Grail indicator.
The Holy Grail indicator. What? Tell me
I
about
swear to God, there's one called the Holy Grail indicator, and
it.
I looked at that, and uh it was so.
What is it? What is it?
I bought it.
Oh, you bought it. Okay. Well,
It didn't do anything.
how much was it?
I don't remember. It was relatively cheap, but it had the picture of it was black and it had like a red Holy Grail writing. I was like, this is it, right? And so I go and buy it. And I'm like, this doesn't work.
Look, I just had a guy last week on your Tim, and he said that when he first started trading, he'd seen some guy make 50K from $20 or something, and he got really excited, and he bought this indicator and put it on there. And when you test something out and you win a few and then lose a few and realize it's not profitable, he literally lost 20 trades in a row. It's like this is literally the worst thing. Like
Yeah.
20 in a row, not even one win. Oh, it's just funny. I was like laughing my head off, man.
You've probably come across this too with what you do. Is it sucks, but brokers are in on it. Brokers will literally manipulate the back end of MC4 to make their influencers look good.
Yeah,
I know because I was offered it, right? I'm like, no, man, like it's not what I do. And that's part of the toxicity of trading community. Even like these, I don't want to talk shit about people, but I'm gonna these smart money concepts crews, because a lot of them have following based off of ICT, and then the title smart money concepts, and then they build a relationship with these brokers, and the brokers give them access to the back end. They go and say, hey, make it look like this.
yeah.
And people don't realize, like, yeah, it says live on it. It's a live thing, but it's manipulated on the back end.
Yeah, I've seen certain videos floating around this about people just exposing them, and I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, to be honest.
Yeah, they do that with MyFX Book and FX Blue. And people are like, you don't use MyFX Book? Fuck no.
Easy. You can easily fake that. I actually seen one thing before, which was the most bonkers thing I've ever seen. And to be honest, I wasn't even pissed. I was like, that was actually impressive how much I got hustled. Yeah. And it was me and my mates, and we seen this thing where we just got into coding EAs, and we made a few that weren't that good in the long run, which they never are. And we made we seen one on the MQL5 thing, and it was just, the curve was just like, I was like, lads, there's one right here and it's a couple $100. It looks great. So we were, super inexperienced. We all chipped in, got it. And the when you do like these robots, you can do the strategy tester on the MT5, and you can generate a curve based on like 100% tick data. And we learned all this in a couple of months, and we found this one, and it was just going up and up and up and up. And I was like, what the hell? So we plugged it in, bro. Right, plugged it in, and somehow the geezer has managed to code in this Russian guy. I forgot what his name was, but he managed to code in and cheat the back test. Cheat the whole back test of data. So the historical data was rigged. So basically, like when you put it in, it was completely different. I was like, wow, like how can you do? So we were testing as it was doing the live trading. I was like, it's completely different. I was like, what the? I was like, I've never seen anything like that. And he had hundreds of people. He had like hundreds of people on this thing. And I was like,
Yeah, people don't. They say numbers don't lie. Numbers can be manipulated.
oh yeah, 100%, 100%. So you mess around with like algos going into that, like EAs? Do you have anything?
Working on an algo as we speak.
I would say with yours, it'd probably be like probably be quite codable. I can imagine.
It is and it isn't, because the hard thing about the algorithm is it can't code instinct. It can't code discretion, right? Because I'm very big, I speak in probability because trading, right? Like if this happens, then I do this. If this happens, then I do this. It's hard to code that into an algo. So we're working on a TCA algo, and we just have to live with the results, right? Because with accurate levels and liquidity, I can have a small stop. Well, my wins are going to be way bigger than that. So we're just working on trying to tie that in
Yeah,
to an algo,
interesting.
and then yeah, but I I like the hunt. If the hunt gets taken away, I'll stop trading.
That's the thing, right? This is something. So as we've been coding and things like that, and as we've been building, we enjoyed the process of like sitting down with coders who don't know that much about trading, some MQL5,
Oh
some Pine, and when you've got something working in front of you that you kind of built yourself, it's amazing feeling. But then when it's doing it, you're actually missing the. I actually love manual trading. Like it's just a bit of fun. I don't take it so seriously at the moment. Just more as a hobby, but it's just like you miss that element of that, and
Mhm.
you'll probably get that as well, or you probably are
Mhm.
getting that. It's a little bit like, wait, I've just taken away something that I really enjoy. Like, why
Mhm.
did I do that?
For me,
So
it's the hunt, and I have when you trade full time, what I really realize is I'm actually a part time trader. Like
yeah,
I come into my office to check limit orders, to check trades, and create content, because that's the new rabbit hole I'm down, is the content rabbit hole, because that's the future. And I'm not saying it's my future, but I want to learn content creation for my kids, because my kids are hella fighters, like they're martial artists. My daughter beats up teenage boys. She's been beating up teenage boys since he was 11. So if I can start her a content based page to where what if she doesn't want to trade? Right? Okay, cool. You're not gonna like the working world because she's the same profile as me.
yeah,
You're not gonna like the working world. You're not gonna like someone telling you when to piss, when to eat. So here, do this, do
yeah,
this.
that's cool.
So yeah.
You have you seen that girl? I was actually trying to get her on here, but she's got like, I don't know, 1 million followers or something. Her name's Tori Trades, and her dad was a trader, and she's a bit of an influencer now, but she seems like very legit. Shows all these statements and stuff.
Yeah, I question everything, but I like her content style.
Yeah, she's kind of fun, like a fun personality. Yeah,
Oh yeah, she's definitely bubbly. I think she's cool.
yeah.
Um, I just don't network with many traders, dude,
I,
because
I don't trend lines though, man. I just don't like it. I
I'll tell you this: I can't do trend lines, but I know a few traders, and they show me how they've done this. A,
really,
a just non-traditional trend lines. I know a method. I
yeah,
called it the supply demand line. I can
yeah,
show it to you when we get off air, but it's hard to do because how algos draw trend lines, algos don't use the outer points of price. Algos use the inner pockets of price. Instead
right,
of using the highest high,
Right.
You find pickup points along an axis, and you'll still see it. But
Right.
I don't. It was something I used heavy back in the day, but once I started to see liquidity being the most important thing,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit anymore.
It's just like something that, yeah, it works, but it's not as good as what I got, sort of thing. There's no point, is there?
Yeah, essentially, and
um,
it's too subjective too.
yes, exactly. What do you think, right? And I know you're not going to say psychology to this answer, but everyone has said psychology so far. What is the hardest part about trading, do you think?
For what I see is people don't like.
Just
Okay,
just in general, like
so it's
hardest.
kind of
Yeah.
it's kind of deep, but it's not, because it's the freedom part of it, because you're now doing something that no one can. You have free will, right? So discipline. No one can sit here and disciplinely do the same. I can't. This is why I have different methods, because I'm like, dude, I hate this shit. I'm gonna go to a different method. So most people can't sit and be disciplined. Okay, here's the thing. I don't think psychology about trading plays a big part, because I know so many institutional traders. They're drug addicts and alcoholics.
Hmm.
They don't give a shit. They get in there and execute.
Yeah.
So who am I to say, like, oh, my mom beat me as a kid. Oh, my dad left me outside in the rain. I can't trade. It's dumb, right? It's an excuse.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen in mentoring traders, it's 100% discipline in what I see. And psychology is just the out to not be disciplined.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I would say discipline is very difficult. Like, I'm still trying with that stuff now. It's been 4 years, but like, I don't even know why I took that trade earlier. Don't even know. If that was put in front of me in the morning, I would never, not in a million years. Don't even know why. It's kind of funny though. I just laugh at it. I'm like, it was so bad. It was literally like baby's first trade. Yeah. I'm like,
Oh no.
it was so bad, dude. Me and my mate were just like, why did we take that? I'm like, don't know. So, like, what do you think about balancing the trading with the other aspects for your life? Like, what do you do in your free time? I know you say you concentrate on your father, which is great, and you've got a lot of time to do that, which a lot of dads don't have. So, it's good that you've built a life for yourself that you can concentrate on, and give your children like a comfortable life with you, seeing a
Definitely.
lot. What do you think? How do you balance? What do you get up to apart from being a father?
Dude, I love fighting.
Yeah,
I, I enjoy hitting. I enjoy being hit. I love martial arts.
yeah,
Um, Fitness. I love kettlebell training, even
yeah.
over traditional methods of training, but I do both.
Hmm.
So I love getting up, going to the gym, swinging kettlebells, doing cleans, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I love music. If that's the other thing, I used to write music, so
Okay.
I love to listen to music, just to get lost in the sound. Sometimes I get in my I love cars. Fun fact: God, I almost bought a Lamborghini, but better the better half of me said, "Don't do it right now. Just chill,"
Yeah.
because that's $300,000, right? Like,
That's a lot of money.
and it's, and I would do it just for the enjoyment of the car. Like, dude, I love Nissans. I have a Nissan Maxima. I have
Yeah.
a Nissan Altima. Like, Infinity G35. Like, I love cars.
Yeah.
Um, that. Um, what else do I do? I I call it hats. I wear hats throughout my day. Like
Yeah.
right now, I'm a trader. As soon as we get off of this, I'm taking the hat off. I'm gonna go be a fucking couch potato, watch Sports Center, right? Right. So then the Andre hat comes on. When my kids wake up, oh, dad, right? And then when they're hungry, oh, chef, right? I wear hats. And then when my wife comes back home, I'm oh, husband, right? So
That's great.
I wear my hats throughout the day. But I feel like when people place too much of their self-worth on trading, because this is why, I don't know if you noticed this, but struggling traders and even profitable full-time traders they're depressed,
Yeah.
because so much of their identity is wrapped up on these stupid ass charts that have nothing to do with you, have
Yeah.
nothing. nothing to do with your life.
Yeah.
I don't want that for myself. Like, I'm Andre. I just happen to trade. I love my family. I love working out. I love music. I mean, shit. So I need to get away from my family. I'll just go to the grocery store to go to the car and listen to music, right? Like,
Yeah,
that's me.
that's nice. Yeah, that sounds like you've got it all going on. You got it figured out, dude. To be fair.
I don't. I don't.
So yeah, it seems like a fairly balanced lifestyle you've got. I'm pretty impressed by your strategy and your attitude. It's cool. Yeah, it's great. So
Yeah, life is short, man. It's don't. If I could say anything to anyone is don't. You're not a trader. You're a person who happens to trade. Just be.
what's the best? What do you think? If I always ask this question as well. So you say you're just starting out, right? You've got to cut someone that's been trying a few things, it's not worked out, and there's someone that's a little bit lost, that's at a crossroads with, right, do I quit or do I continue it? What do you think is the best advice you've received, or what do you think the best advice you could give is to like a beginner?
So if I can go back and talk to Andre that started trading in 2015, I would say stay off the internet as far as like, because back then it was Periscope, right? Before Twitter bought it. Stay off of Periscope, stay off of social media, stay off of the forums. There's nothing helpful on trading forums. Um, Chris Laurie tried to get on trading forums to help people, and they bashed him. And this guy's he's I've never seen anyone call the market like Chris Laurie.
Yeah.
And they bashed him, and he's like, "Fuck these guys." He didn't say he doesn't curse. I curse. He's like, "Fuck these guys." I stay off of the forums, research, right? Like, even if you get on like Reddit and Quora, what you'll see is if you look up interbank dealing, you'll see like the market is not what ICT fanboys say it is. It's not what any of these online personalities say it is, right? It's dynamic. Um, Stay off of the forums, research, and it's just price. It's market. It's there to facilitate trade, right? It's not manipulation, because I studied that. Because why do people think it's manipulated? They think it's manipulated because it doesn't respect the support resistance level. Well, what if I told you support resistance is stupid,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It
exactly.
doesn't work,
Doesn't work. No,
you
doesn't.
know. So don't fall into that. It's just price and liquidity. That's all. If people understood what liquidity really was and how to find price,
That'd be sweet. Yeah,
game changer.
that's some great advice there, to be honest. Yeah, 100%. So, what do you think what's the most, we're going to finish up with some like questions
Yeah,
now. So
go for it.
what's the most common mistake you think you see traders make, and how could they
Undisciplined,
undisciplined?
undisciplined trades, undisciplined entries, undisciplined exits.
Yeah, I would say so as well. That's so. Where can our listeners follow you and learn more about your trading journey? What's
Yeah,
your
Instagram mainly at Andres Charts. It's a play on my name, ONDRES.
I got you.
Charts.
So, guys,
Um,
we'll tag Andre in the link below, so you can
yeah.
follow, see what he's up to in his day to day. So, what we're going to do now, before we end, is we're going to play a little game of this or that, and then
Okay.
what we're going to do. So, you're going to have to go for some tough questions here, just like
I don't care. I like it.
and then you're gonna have to, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna do blind ranking of your favorite pair. Okay, like so I'm gonna shout out a pair, and you're gonna put them in ranking order. Okay, but I'm gonna. Okay, so it's just for the reels. We can create a little bit of.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so I've seen these things. They're kind of trendy on social media. So so this or that. Okay, Asia or London?
What if I don't care? London. London.
London or New York?
Depends on the pair.
Okay. Intraday trading or swing trading?
Swing.
Intraday trading or scalping?
Intraday.
Technical or fundamental?
Neither.
Nice. Trading with news or without?
I don't care.
Bull market or bear market?
I love them both. They print money.
Okay. Stocks or forex?
It's all the same, but forex.
High risk trades or low risk trades?
Moderate.
Long positions or short positions?
Shorts because they pay faster.
Okay. Automated trading or manual trading?
Manual.
Trading with indicators or trading with price action?
Price, baby.
Yeah. Early morning trading or late night trading?
If I'm woke, whatever I'm woke for.
Okay. Profit targets or trailing stops?
Profit targets, fuck trailing stops.
Yeah, fucking right. Yeah. So Fibonacci retracement or moving average? Oof.
Is shoot myself an option?
Breakout strategies or reversal strategies?
Define a breakout. You have to define a breakout first, and then you have to define time frame based.
Okay. Candlestick patterns or bar charts?
Bar charts.
Risk reward ratio or win rate?
Neither.
Support.
Okay, to say that because I don't believe in ratios. Win rate, risk management. That's the answer for me.
Cool. Support and resistance or trend lines?
Damn, shoot myself an answer again. If I had to pick, it would be support resistance. If I had to pick.
Okay.
Got a gun in my head, I'd say support
Yeah,
resistance.
so it says you gotta answer this now. Trading on desktop or trading on mobile?
Fuck mobile, desktop all day.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna blind rank now your favorite pair. So basically, I'm gonna give you 5 pairs at random, and you don't know what they are, right?
Okay.
You've got to put them in your 5. Okay. So CHF USD.
Oh, that's like a -5. I don't know what they. Well, it's an index, so 5.
Put that in at 5. Okay. British pound, Japanese yen.
3.
Okay. AUD, NZD.
That's like a 10.
Okay, so 4.
Yeah, we'll do it 4.
Gold.
Ooh, gold is money off of the fix. 2.
GBP USD.
1.
Yeah, there you go. I knew you were going to said earlier about how much you liked it. So, okay, guys. So that was episode number 9 with Andre Stewart. You can follow him on the IG that's tagged below. See what he gets up to in his day to day. Even reach out if you think that that's something you might be interested in.
I answer DMs. I don't care.
There you go. There it is. Thanks for coming on, Andre. It's been great.
It's my pleasure. I appreciate you having me.